The Mazda MX-5s on hallowed ground. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway hosts Race 2 in our fun little MX-5 series. 35 laps on offer tonight as the pace truck peels off. We're about to go racing. This is going to be insane. 3, 4, maybe even 5 wide. Green flag is out at Indy. Let's do it. Three wide out of the fourth corner already. Aaron Edwards leads the procession out of turn number 4. And look at this. 3 wide, 4 wide. How about Briley? Right, and there's already a crash there. Looks like Cody Riggs is involved. Brennan Forseal's involved. Caution number 1 is out. The 3 and the 28 collide. And they don't even make it 2.5 miles before they crash. Riggs in the 3. Forseal in the 28. Let's see what happened. Probably some bump drafting there, and it looks like Carmen Sienna with a little bit of encouragement from that Repsol machine. Let's have another look with Cody Riggs. Oh, yeah. There's the bump draft from Sienna. Riggs and Forseal getting involved. Nothing they could do. See if we can slow this down a bit. Have another look. Watch for the lift. There goes the 96. Right up behind car number 3. Nowhere for poor Brennan Forseal to go. And everybody will fly by. And those 2 race cars end up damaged. So from the great bluegrass state of Kentucky, Toby Estes in the Busch Light machine, followed by Matt Seeger in the 1.6. From the shores of Nassau in one of a couple of Red Bull machines, Elridge George in the 40, Chris Fleming in the 38, Aaron Edwards, who led that awesome 3-wide battle out of turn number 4. And watch this, because this is on lap number 1. Aaron just brave as ever, 3 wide out of the 4th corner. And this is what we're going to see all night. It's going to be so much fun to watch. And you're going to see them wreck behind them. Each driver getting 1 fast repair tonight. And everybody safely makes it through turn number 1 after that crash. So Toby Estes leads the race. John Fry's in the house. Grandma Jeannie is in our chat tonight. So is Emily. She came by. If you just tuned in, you missed our first crash on lap number 1 here. Let's have another look. Looks like Cody Riggs, Carmen Sienna all getting involved, and it looks like Carmen Sienna might have had some extracurriculars on this second lap. Just moving slowly here, but check out the contact here. There, the number 3, the number 28. 1 from Kentucky, 1 from Saskatchewan. Cody Riggs and Brennan Forseal involved in that first caution. 30 laps on offer tonight. And 3 of those 30 are underway. Matt Seeger is going to line up behind on the outside of Toby Estes. Looks like we're going green next time by. See if we can get a quick word with Mr. Toby, who's currently leading this race. Toby Estes, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, so you didn't even make it 2.5 miles, but what's your impression so far of just these little MX-5s out here on the racetrack.
So I assume the restarts are on the leader now?
Yeah, restarts are going to be on the leader now, absolutely. So you're going to be the leader when we come to the green, so it's going to be under your control. The lights are off on the pace car. So
is it on the restarts on the leader or what?
Toby, can you hear me? I think Toby is not making... I'm not sure if Toby can hear me. I think he thinks he's still talking to the chat there. So we're going to let him get back to work. Restarts are going to be on the leader. So I hope he knows he's got control of this restart here, because otherwise this is going to be a disaster. Everybody else filing back out. They're going to get back into racing order here. Colin McDonough on the 39 going to be starting to the outside of Briley Wright. The number 39, stickerrobot.com, MX5, restarting ahead of Tyler Patterson in the number 27. John Fry says he's got 2 drivers he's pulling for tonight. I bet you Aaron Edwards is one of them. Maybe Matt Seeger is going to be the other. Seeger is going to be starting on the outside of Toby Estes. And just watch how long this front straight is. Those 2 grandstands just rising out of the horizon. And these cars are about to make a lot of noise again. 4 laps of the scheduled 30 about to be complete. Green flag is out at Indy. Seeger on the outside in that Duncan machine. Emily says those are some cool looking colors. Toby Estes getting split, double teaming that 19 on the inside and the outside. 40 to the inside, 16 on the outside of him. They will drag race down the back straight, and nobody pushing poor old Toby Estes into turn number 3. And from hero, not to zero, but he fell back a lot. That 19 car is lacking. To the front, Seeger on his outside, Chris Fleming, and Tommy Reynolds in the number 7 wants to go 3 wide. He's going to do so in the Pfizer machine. And how about Jimmy Kerr III in the number 75 Commander's car? He's pushing that Red Bull car up ahead, and looks like they're finally going to complete 1 lap under green. Let's go on board with Kerr. Going to go 3, 4, 5 wide into turn number 3. This is like Talladega. This is unbelievable. Matt Seeger at the front right now with Aaron Edwards behind him. How long will Edwards stay content to be behind him? Also, oh, there goes Seeger. Looks like he got way too much of a push, and there you see the damage on top of Aaron Edwards. We stay green so far. 3, 4, 5 wide. They start to bounce off each other down the front straight. And this is going to be chaos all night long. Tommy Reynolds leads. Here comes Donald Ray, the pride of Rockwall, Texas, to the left-hand side of the Illinois pilot. Mark Dila in the double 2 behind Donald Ray. Riley Wright looking to make it 4 wide down the back straight. Will he succeed? Elridge George on the outside of that number 4. And there's more contact. Now they're flying. They're flipping. Look at this. That's Aaron. Oh, my gosh. And that's Aaron Edwards, Chris Fleming doing Olympic-style somersaults down the back straight. And that's going to be Definitely a fast repair used up, and Briley Wright also got used up in that crash as well. So Aaron's going to jump right to the pits. And let's see if we can get another look at what happened to that one Logitech car. That was insane. Yeah, just 3, 4, 5 wide. Toby Estes gets under the 1. Briley gets shoved into the wall. Chris Fleming involved. Mark Dila involved. How about Matt Seeger? Matt Seeger took a huge spin. Let's see if we can go back and see what happened to Seeger, because this is on the end of lap number 2. He almost gets a reprieve on this one. I said on the end of lap 2. I'm sorry. This is more like on the end of lap 7. Let's see if we can find out again what happened here. This is going to be... There's that caution one more time. And they just got squeezed. They just got squeezed, and Aaron Edwards just goes tumbling. It's ridiculous. Let's have one more look here on board. With Chris Fleming. Mark Dila. Aaron Edwards goes flying off into the distance. And that's still just unbelievable, the way they flew around. Briley Wright has already crashed by this point. Aaron Edwards continues to fly. Let's have a look at Matt Seeger, by the way. See if we can back this up, because Seeger did get a big turn out of the 4th corner. Watch this, and this is just a product of the bump drafting. Seeger's going to go for a big spin, and he makes no contact with the wall. Comes out unscathed. And then there's Aaron Edwards. And that's going to be a fast repair for Aaron. So he's going to rejoin the race in the 17th position. How about Dakota Pearson, the number 50? He survived so far. We're almost a third of the way through this race. He sits in first. Landon Marr in second in the number 8 Bucky's machine. Tommy Reynolds in third in that number 7. Elridge George repping the Bahamas. And then Brendan Forseal repping for Canada and the folks out in Saskatchewan. So the lights are out atop the pace truck. We're going to go green this time by, or are we? We may need to wave this one. Let's have a look, because we're missing a lot of drivers here. Well, we may not. Let's see what we can do here real quick. Ten laps about to be completed. Grandma Jeannie says, oh no, Briley. Zach's in the house saying, let's go Landon Marr. A lot of fans of the Kentucky drivers tonight. Cody Riggs, one of those Bluegrass Bandits, in tonight's race. Toby Estes, another one of the bandits. He was involved in that caution. Briley Wright, he was also a piece of that one as well. There he is in his number 4. Getting ready to restart this race, and we got a lot of guys missing from the restart, but the green flag is out anyway. Dakota Pierce gets it moving, and he will beat Landon Marr to the line. We will have a valid restart. And how about Tommy Reynolds to the inside already, wasting no time. And they're going to make contact, and oh man, I hope they don't wreck again. I really hope they do not wreck again. Reynolds immediately goes to the inside, a very aggressive move. He's got Donald Ray behind him, and Reynolds has now made himself a sitting duck out of 2. Ray behind him, Seeger following suit, and now who's going to be next in this list? Let's go on board with Tommy Reynolds. And they all fly by at 100 and something happy miles an hour. Reynolds leads 12 laps now underway at Indianapolis. If you just tuned in, you have not missed much except a couple of massive crashes and Aaron Edwards somersaulting, flipping, twirling, tumbling down the back straight in fantastic fashion. I got to fix that Streamlabs bot because it is spamming the hell out of the chat. Sorry about that. We'll get that fixed. Don't worry about it. Matt Seeger looks like he's already losing control. Landon Marr might be looking to put 2 wheels in the grass. These guys really getting tight together. They need to show some sort of restraint. 4 wide, almost 5 wide now in turn 3. Will Dakota Pierce make contact? 4 Seals looking to stay out of the wall. A little bit of patience would go a long way for these drivers. Reynolds, Ray, Seeger, your top 3, 12 laps about to be completed. Look at that long stretch down Indianapolis. And how about Jimmy Kerr at the back, drafting with Tommy Withers? Nick Pressey drafting with Cody Riggs. Toby Estes by his lonesome. And we're going to have a lot of drivers that are about to be in some packs. Look at this. How about Donald Ray trying to go to the inside? Did he lose control? Cody Riggs and Landon Marr nose to tail. These 2 bluegrass bandits from Kentucky trying to draft. Landon Marr's loose. He goes around. Dakota Pierce will not collect him. We keep it going. There goes Dakota Pierce. Briley Wright will avoid him. Will Wright go into the wall? Wright does save the race car, and we keep it green. And now the caution is out for a 3rd time, and it's got to be from all of this happening here. Landon Marr getting turned around by Cody Riggs, and that 3rd caution in 13 laps really stunting. A lot of green flag runs here. And we're going to go yellow again. So we're going to take this advantage and see if we can get things sorted out here. We're going to take a 60-second break, and we're going to be back for the second half of this race. Don't go anywhere. 60 seconds. That's all it takes, and we're going to be back with more Green Flag MX-5 racing at Indianapolis. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a minute. Back at Indianapolis for the third. Is it second or third? Second round, right? Round 2 of the ARCS MX5 Cup. Round 3 is going to be next Monday at Daytona. Tommy Reynolds will have control of the field. Matt Seeger will be to his inside. Let's see if we can get a word with the Georgia pilot. Want to see what he's all about here. Matt Seeger, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
You're running second in this race here. A lot of aggressive moves early on. How are you combating this? Because the race is already half over. When we go to green, we're going to have fewer than 15 laps remaining. Tommy Reynolds really aggressive on the starts here. But with that big jump, he leaves himself to be a sitting duck. Are you planning for a slingshot pass on the last lap? Because I think that's what it's going to take.
I don't really know. I haven't really figured that out yet. Probably figure that out when we get there. Really just trying to save this faster pair and keep my track position. Obviously, it's a really crazy race out there, so just try and stay up front and keep the car clean.
Yeah, what have you learned from the car so far? We see that they can draft. We see that they're really, really quick when it comes to it's really, really thick when it comes. I'm sorry, not thick. I'm distracted by D-Buck's comments here about Briley and the B thick car. It's really quick when it comes to drafting and slingshots, but it seems like drivers really try to go 3-4 wide way too early, and there's not enough racing room left.
Yeah, I mean, the track is really wide, and we're definitely using it all. I don't know if we should use it all, but I mean, we're here for fun, right? So
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, the runs are insane. That's the biggest thing I've noticed is the runs and the closing distance and whatnot is insane.
Yeah, we're gonna go single file restart here, seeing if we can probably restore some a little bit of sane racing. Maybe we don't need to go 3-4 wide that first lap. Mark Deal is going to get the wave around here way too late, but you're going to be in control here. We're going to let you get back to work. Emily's watching, and you got some fans cheering for you as well, like Frydog and Trauma in the chat. So good luck, buddy. Hopefully we talk to you soon.
Thank you, sir.
So Tommy Reynolds will have control of the field. Green flag when we go racing again. 14 laps to go when they cross the stripe. The pace truck is off. Single file restarts. With 14 to go, Reynolds gets a big jump, and here goes the snake. Let's go racing. D-Bucks cheering for Briley Wright, who's going to restart in the 17th position. Let's go on board with the 4 and watch this work. Briley coming from the back in that Honolulu Blue MX-5. Brennan Forseal will now use the draft to get to the front on the outside. How will Tommy Reynolds handle it? Donald Ray almost upsets the Canadian. And there's the Texan. In the south end, there's the upset right there. More contact, cars flying everywhere. And that's going to be another caution. And once again, they cannot go a single lap without the yellow coming out. So drivers using the most of their faster pairs, that just might be that, and that's going to be it for Brennan Forseal. That absolutely is going to be it. Looks like Forseal just got ran through. Let's have another look. And watch the contact. Yeah, just the heavy bump drafting. Through the corner, Donald Ray's involved. Dakota Pierce, Aaron Edwards avoids that one, and Elridge George just a casualty. Watch this. Ray with the draft. Yeah, and Donald Ray just hits the 28 too hard. Nowhere for him to go. And was that Nick Pressey that just barely avoided becoming a part of this? Watch this. Keep your eye on that black 94. He just escapes that one on the outside of Withers in that awesome Sonic machine. Let's see if we can go on board with Nick Pressey. The way he avoided this one was... I don't think he tried to avoid it so much as he just kept his foot in it and kept moving before he could even react to this. But that was something else. Watch this. Nick Pressey survives, and it's smooth moves like that that's going to earn Nick Pressey his very own Cole Trickle move of the race.
Ice cream! Give me some of those!
Ice cream indeed, Cole. Ice cream indeed. So Nick Pressey gets the Cole Trickle move of the race. We're going to restart inside the final 10 laps at Indianapolis. Tommy Reynolds again with control of the field. Matt Seeger behind him, and then Tommy Withers sitting in that third position. Let's see if we can talk to the Virginian and get some insight on what he's going to do. Tommy Withers, Rick James in the house. Can you hear me? Thomas H. Withers, Rick James up top. You got a copy? And Tommy Withers does not have a copy. That's all right. How about Tommy Reynolds? Does Tommy Reynolds have a copy at the front of this race?
I got you.
So what's your plan, Hotshot? You're going to have 10 laps to go when we restart this race. The 16 of Matt Seeger is desperate for a win, and your aggressive race style says you're going to give him a hard time about it. How do you plan to win it?
Yeah, going to try and open up the dragon here a little bit early, and we're going to see how that works out. But guys get such a big run here. It packs up pretty quick, so we'll see how it goes after lap 1. Don't really have a plan after that.
You leave yourself to be a sitting duck here in the restart, but what's the move? Do you hang back and prevent that run coming out of the second corner?
You can't really hang back. I just don't want to get involved with whatever's back there again, so I just try to sit up here and stay out of it, hopefully. I'm just going to keep my foot to the floor and hopefully it keeps me in front of everybody.
Going green next time. Bye, Tommy. Best of luck, and hopefully we talk to you soon.
Thank you. Hope to talk to you at the end here.
He's going to go back to work. We're going to have 9 little laps for me. Is it going to be 9? I think, yeah. Yeah, we're going to have 9. No, we've got 11 now, so 10 to go next time by. I'm going to try and get my numbers in a row so I can count properly. I have a feeling that this is going to be a 3-wide finish for the race, or keep in mind, the last 2 races that Chris Fleming has won, he has not been contested on the final lap because everybody else crashed behind him, which is also entirely possible. We're going to see what happens here in the next 10 laps. We're not going anywhere. We're going to take, just stick with me here. We're going to make this work here, and we're going to see what happens. Definitely going to be some hurt feelings and a lot of guys that wish they would have had a chance to just keep on running. But you live and you die by the bump draft, I suppose. Sometimes you eat the bear, and sometimes the bear eats you. But we're going to find out. We're going to see who's going to be the bear in the next 10 laps. So Reynolds will have control. You see how he's just opening that up on the right-hand side. Seeger to his inside. Tommy Withers up 16 places from where he started. The last Rick James TV race in Indianapolis was won by Tommy Withers by 1/100th of a second. Green flag is going to fly, and it's 10 laps to go at Indy.
It's showtime! Boogity, boogity, boogity!
And Nostalgic Race with a subscription, and my favorite sound right there with DW chiming in. How about 2 wide for second place? 2 by 2, 2 rows deep. Here comes Colin McDonough to join this party. One car already. Did they seriously not make it another lap? It's Matt Seeger. It's Tommy Reynolds. Another caution flies, and this is kind of crazy now. We just ended up talking to this guy, and they didn't even make it a lap. Let's see what happened this time. Bump drafting. What do you know? Oh, and Matt Seeger just comes across and smashes Reynolds. Nothing that Reynolds could do, but who got into Seeger? Let's have a look. Nick Pressey. Yeah, just the weaving. Just the weaving behind each other. You see Pressy just weaves behind Seeger. Have another look. Tommy Reynolds got some of that too. Let's see the damage that happened to him. Not Tommy Reynolds, I'm sorry. Reynolds is flipping there. We'll talk to him in a second. Well, as a matter of fact, let's go on board with Matt Seeger. And from Cole Trickle, move of the race, to Rust Wheeler dumping Matt Seeger down the back straight. Tommy Reynolds caught a huge piece of that too. Watch this. And not the first rollover that we've had tonight. Have a look at Aaron Edwards. This is on lap 7. And this one a bit more dramatic. So Tommy Reynolds, who I think may have already been involved in a crash, it looks like he might be out. Matt Seeger uses that fast repair. He said he was saving it. And now he's going to have another chance to get back into it. Landon Marr will have control of the field with Nick Pressy behind him. And Pressy using the chrome horn to send Seeger flying into Reynolds. One more look here. And this is not... Let's see if we can get a better look. That's not going to show us a damn thing. That's as good as it's going to get. And bump drafting. It's just bump drafting has been the culprit tonight. And drivers needing to have a little bit more patience, a little bit more, maybe respect isn't the right word, but certainly just hold on to her. No need for all the pushing and shoving, boys and girls. Let's play nice. It will be 6 laps to go when we restart this race. Landon Marr will have control of the field. Let's talk to this guy and see what plans he's got to win this one. Who knows? Genuinely, who knows? Let's find out. Landon Marr, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, you're at the point. You have control of the restart, coming to 6 laps to go. Next time by, Nick Pressy just got a little handsy with the back end of Matt Seeger and had him plow into the right-hand side of Tommy Reynolds. And how are you going to avoid the same happening to you?
Well, I'm not real sure. He tapped me just a minute ago, and I told him I'd tap the brakes and tear the bumper off so he wouldn't be able to get in the draft. But just try to stay out of harm's way, and if I can keep it out in front of him where he won't get into me too much, we may just go ahead and take her into victory lane, you know what I'm saying?
How long have you been on iRacing? Has it been just a month now?
I got it probably 2.5 weeks ago.
2.5 weeks ago. Hasn't even been a month. Last week, we started out with you not knowing what you were doing, coming to a 5th place finish, and this week you've actually got a chance to win this race. Who do you think is your biggest threat out there? Who's going to stop you the most?
Definitely not any of the Greensburg or the Berg boys. I guess Pressy, hopefully Pressy's not going to be too aggressive, and we can just work our way to 1 and 2, or just try to stay in it and get a top 5.
Communicate with him, talk to him, and let's see what we can make happen, Landon. Y'all play nice, and we'll talk to you in a few laps.
Understood.
Green flag will come out this time by. It's going to be 6 laps to go when they cross the line. The truck's going to peel off, and the pride of Greensburg, Kentucky, Landon Marr, will lead the field to the line, waiting for the signal. Green flag is out. Let's go. Pressy to the inside. He wastes no time. He's already used a fast repair. Here comes Cody Riggs to the inside, looking to do the same. Riggs really getting aggressive with Pressy. Is he trying to spin him around out of turn 2? And there goes Landon Marr. He's cooked. Marr's done. We're going to keep it green. Marr is done. One car crashing. Pressy leading Cody Riggs in second. Now they all file behind him. Nick Pressy with Colin McDonough behind him. Who's going to push? Who's going to bump draft? How about Jimmy Kerr, now third in line on the left-hand side? Who was that? Somebody was asking earlier about Jimmy Kerr, and I completely forgot here, and I apologize for that. But Jimmy Kerr is in this race, coming to 5 laps to go. Cody Riggs on the outside leads that outside line, and behind him, Tyler Patterson pushes in that 2-7. Will they be gentle? Pressy leads. Colin McDonough behind him. Pressy goes to block to the inside. That's too much speed. They're going to wreck. They're going to wreck. Way too much speed. Way too much momentum. Donald Ray urging Chris Fleming along in that 38. 3 wide out of 2. Like 3 wide, 4 rows deep. This is madness. This is unbelievable. Will they survive out of turn 2? Let's go on board with Jimmy Kerr. Look at the bump. Into the third corner they go. Will they survive out of 3? 3, 4 wide out of the corner and into the treacherous 4. Pressy leads the line. It is 4 to go this time by. Fleming in the 38. Donald Ray in the 5. Here goes Chris Fleming on the outside. If they weave, they will wreck. They have to remain calm. Look at them, almost crashing there. Withers on the outside. Pressy to block, and they've crashed again. There it is again. Everybody's involved this time. Literally everybody's involved this time. Caution is out, and we will have a green-white checker to finish this race. I don't even want to count how many cautions that's been, but you saw that coming a long time ago. Absolutely everybody has crashed on lap 27. Just weaving about like that. It's almost like you need to apply IndyCar rules. Because you're putting so much force on such a light race car. Watch this again. And we've got a lot of onboards to get through. Let's start with Chris Fleming. Colin McDonough. Nick Pressy. Cody Riggs. By this time, Riggs has already crashed, and he just hooks left into the 94 of Nick Pressy. Let's see if we can go on board with Cody Riggs because, yeah, he's... Caution flies at this point, and what a mess. Carmen Sienna involved in this one too. Everybody got a piece of this one. I mean everybody. see if we can go back here. And you can see, let's go back because Nick Pressey weaving back and forth is not helping the situation. Let's see if we can go up from the sky here. I want to take a look at Nick Pressey. I want to take a look at Chris Fleming because here's where it's going to start. The bump drafting already doesn't help, but Pressey just continues to weave. He's lost the position. Run this back here. Run this one back. Team Money in the chat says Cody Riggs talking about not lifting till he sees the checkered flag or God. Let's go back here. The weaving does not help. Now, Chris Fleming continues to bump draft Nick Pressey, and at this point here, Pressey has lost a position. Pressey is now going to weave to the left in some far too late effort to block Fleming. Does not help. Now Pressey's going to jerk to the right to block the 6 of Tommy Withers. He's already lost the momentum and the speed. Pressey will then go to the left one more time after to block Tommy Withers, and that's where it all starts. And just the weaving and the blocking when it's way too late is the catalyst behind all of this. And the caution will come out for the millionth time in race 2 of 6. And if you haven't seen it disturbing our chat enough, the good folks over at Drip Diecast and Collectibles bring us absolutely everything here. If you love racing, if you love diecasts, get your hands on something from Drip Diecast and Collectibles. Your #1 online store for any NASCAR memorabilia and more. Drip Diecast and Collectibles on eBay and Facebook, your #1 store for all sorts of NASCAR and racing memorabilia. Briley Bright in the Detroit Lions machine, the destroyed Detroit Lions machine, will now come out of turn number 2 after getting his wave around. We're going green this time by, but I don't know if there's anybody left in this one. We're going to see if we can take a look here and see what we can do to advance this moving on here.
Hang on, we're not going green, not going green.
We're going to give it one more lap here. It's already a green-white checker, so there's not really much more that this is going to do for us. We can go ahead and extend this one more time here. And a lot of drivers in the chat there. Cody Riggs coming in there saying, I don't know, but Riggs is the best driver out there. Team Money in the chat asking, is anybody left? Thinking that Elrich George is going to come away with a win. Grandma Jeannie's in the chat saying it's not worth wrecking everyone. Well, we're going to see who survives, and we'll continue to extend the cautions as long as we have to. Briley Wright, did he use a fast repair? Nobody's taking his wave around. Tyler Patterson is also going to make it around here. Nick Pressey's going to use a fast repair. Tommy Withers will use a fast repair. Chris Fleming and company. Let's go ahead and let's see if we can extend this by one more lap. And we're going to let everybody just get settled back around here. So we're going to let everybody get settled back around. We've got 3 green-white checkered attempts, and we intend to use them. Elrich George in the 40. Jimmy Kerr in the 75. Tommy Reynolds in the 7 will be your top 3. And Thomas Andrews in the chat wants to talk mess about Jared Goff, and we're going to have words and we're going to have hands here in a minute, so we'll see what's up. But everybody's going to get a chance to get waved around. Everyone's going to get a chance to get back on the lead lap here. So we're going to take one final 60-second break. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to get a tasty drink. I'm going to get a snack. You should do the same. We're going to be back in 60 seconds. Good Lord. It's going to be our first of 3 green-white checkered attempts. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be back in 1 minute. So the lights are out atop the pace car, and we're going to go racing. 3 laps to go, and drivers still trying to catch up. Nick Pressey and Tommy Withers may not make it around here. Elrich George with control of the field. Jimmy Kerr in second. How about Donald Ray in third? 5 miles to go, and 5 cars left to win it. And you can hear Briley Wright's engine not singing a happy song right now. He may not be in contention. Tyler Patterson not even on the same lap here. We might just have 3 cars left to win it. Elrich George, Jimmy Kerr's on the outside. Here comes Donald Ray. Patterson wants to draft. What role will he play in all of this? Drag race down the back. Jimmy Kerr on the outside in the commander's machine. Kerr with a huge blinking problem. Donald Ray trying to avoid him. Cody Riggs said the whole field's going to wreck and Briley's going to win. It's very possible. White flag will be out this time by. 3 cars left to play and Patterson along for the ride. White flag is in the air. 2.5 miles will decide race number 2 at Indianapolis. Jimmy Kerr up front. Donald Ray in second. Elrich George in third. And it's the final lap in round number 2. Jimmy Kerr leads. Donald Ray, he's got a couple more chances to make a move, and Elrich George, he can be the decider in third. Who does George push? George to the inside. Will Kerr defend? They will come buzzing by. Briley Wright falls behind. Tommy Withers, Nick Pressey in the distance, and it's nothing but a prayer for them. Elrich George to the inside. Tyler Patterson, does he have a horse in this race despite not being in contention? 2 more corners to go, and will they wreck across the line? Here goes George. He almost makes contact with Kerr. Out of turn number 4, they will drag race for the win. 40-75, the 5 of Donald Ray in third, and they will drag race down Indy for the W. More contact. Patterson gets involved. Patterson will ruin the finish of this race. Here comes Withers. Here comes Pressey. Will it be enough? Donald Ray, he will crawl across the line to win at Indianapolis. Tommy Withers and Nick Pressey, they will crash each other across the line. Donald Ray with the checkered flag. Disaster at the end for literally everybody. Let's see how this one finished. Tyler Patterson getting involved and spinning Elrich George at the end of the race. Meanwhile, Nick Pressey will turn the 6 of Tommy Withers there for... I have so many questions. I have so many questions. Nick Pressey, man, he has been on one tonight, hasn't he? Have a look at Nick Pressey, by the way. Here's Tommy Withers, for some reason driving on the apron. Nick Pressey, who didn't scrub off all that speed, tries to avoid the wreck, then goes right into the 6 of Tommy Withers, and Withers will beat him across the line. Jimmy Kerr will finish in 4th. And then have another look here at Tyler Patterson involving himself in the finish of this race. Patterson turns George, and unofficially, Elrich George will finish in the 8th position, and that, you know what, Closing Soon put it, he put it the right way in the chat. That was certainly something. And Donald Ray will try and do some donuts, unsuccessfully, and that just kind of sums up the race there. So we're going to gather what's left of the drivers, and we're going to try and cobble together a podium interview. Don't go anywhere. on the podium with our top three, starting with Brooklyn's Nick Pressey, who unofficially comes across the line in third after some extracurricular activities using the front of his race car. Nicky, that race was, like Closing Soon said in the chat earlier, that race was just something else.
Yeah, we knew everyone knew the race was going to be really aggressive for some reason. I initially was banking on the off chance that it wasn't for whatever, but no, the cautions kept coming, and the needs and the benefits of passivity just kind of evaporated as the race went on.
Next week, hopefully, we're going to have less crashes. We're going to be at the Rain in Daytona, but certainly an interesting race to say the least, and we'll see you in a week's time with our silver medalist, Tommy Withers, and barely a silver medalist. It was almost Nick Pressey's encouragement that willed you across the line to finish in second. What a race, man. That was something else.
Yeah, thanks, Rick. When you get wrecked by Nick twice in the last 10 laps and still finish second, it's just a blessing to be here talking to you right now. Big thanks to the folks from Sega, Sonic the Hedgehogs.
Hey, yep.
You're just happy to be alive, right?
Yeah, thanks to my wife for letting me do this, and thank you, Rick, for putting this all on.
No,
It had a lot of fun.
Good. I'm glad you have fun, man. Let's see if we can talk to our race winner, Donald Ray. Jacket, you barely survived this one, man. Like a lot of bump drafting, but in the end, I guess you crashed the least and you came away as the winner. Is that how you would sum this up?
Man, I wasn't even trying to win there. I was actually just trying to push Kerr to the win. I decided on that restart I was just going to push whoever got a run, and it happened to be Kerr, so I jumped out on him. And I want to first say sorry to Seeger. Early on in the race, I think he was class of the field, and I was bump drafting him just like I was in practice, and it just crazy. I thought I was pretty square, and it turned him, but went back and watched. I was on the right rear of his bumper and turned him around, so it sucks for him, but sucks for Kerr too, because I felt like we had a good enough run off of 4 there that he was definitely going to win that race had that calamity not happened there. But I'll take one however I can get them, and because they're hard to come by.
No, it's another win. It's another notch in your belt. Next week, I think it's going to be more crazy, but less crashy. It's going to be Daytona in the rain, man. You going to join us for that?
Man, I just did the 24 at Daytona, and that track to me feels really good right now. Even in the rain, I think I like my chances there. It's going to be fun. We
might see Jacket Ray win 2 in a row for the great city of Rockwall. Hey, man, thanks as all for coming out. Blessings to your family. Hopefully we talk to you in a week.
All right, Rick. Thanks, buddy.
So, fans at home, I'm sure there's a lot of words that we would use to describe that race. Probably 2 words in particular that I can't necessarily use on this stream, but I'm sure we'll use in the debrief here in just a moment. It was crazy. It was calamity, but that's Mazda Monday. That's the ARC's MX-5 Cup. And next week, again, less crashy, more racy. But Daytona in the rain, it's going to be an absolute riot. And then the Gen 4 cars will be here, and I promise you it's going to be way more organized than this. Thursday Night Thunder, Season 10. Our 10th season of competition begins January 30, right here, 8:40 p.m. Eastern on Rick James TV on Twitch and YouTube. Thanks again to our partners over at Drip Diecast and Collectibles. Thank you to you for watching, whether you watched a lap, whether you watched a million laps. We can't do it without you, so thank you so much. Until that next race, everybody please stay safe. Do take care of each other, and we will see you all